Hey, good morning, friends. Welcome to Empires and Puzzles. Birthday Summon brings more new heroes, and there's a new hero below also that I can see the green fellow in the super elemental summon. Let's get to the birthday kitty cat. Chloe 1. So, Leonie is nature, dodgy rogue class hero being introduced into the game on birthday. I think it's the 8th anniversary, if I remember. Wildcat family, and there's a bonus available for 1, 2, 3 heroes, 5, 10, 15% chance to dodge. This is going to be much more than that, but okay. Dodgy via the talent as well as the family bonus is interesting. This is the crazy one. 9 lives. When defeated, this character has 75% chance to revive at the beginning of their next turn with 50% health and 75% mana. So already almost charged, and 50% health is going to be crazy because whoever gets and levels up this hero will be making it LB2 plus 25. So that health is going to be right up there. And charged up with mana to go for the next hit. Wow. Activates, the second portion activates up to 9 times. Chance to revive is reduced on each activation. Can't be prevented with status ailments or passive skills. Yeah, if there is a passive of revival reduction or stoppage, that doesn't work on her. She is going to revive with whatever percentages that have been written, the first one being 75% chance. Wow. 9 times. Second passive, trait Lith Frame. Character is not affected by effects that increase or reduce defense. This includes status effect buffs and ailments, positive and negative stacks, growth and wither effects. So this character is not affected with benefits or ailments. Buffs are benefits and ailments. Okay, so she cannot be buffed. She's already doing buffy things. Okay, looking at the stats, extremely high, pretty okay. Okay, but then looking at Claws of the Lioness at fast speed, above stats make sense, because if fast speed hero is given high attack, then there's a little bit of balancing done so you can whack her, but this passive in her specific case is not helping much because she's going to come back mostly. We know from the toons we know what that 75%, at least the first come. After that it's going to be reducing the percentage, but the first time she revives is going to be almost 100. One rare moment you may not have her reviving. So that's that. Wow. Deals 250% clawing damage to the target and nearby enemies. So there is a balance kept over there in terms of 250% because that's on the lower side. We are getting 450% for Impact 3. She's an Impact 3 hero. So almost 200% less is because the whole kit is built in a crazy manner. There's a question mark. So additional info, deals 375% damage against enemies with minions or mega minions. Okay, that's nice. Minions get harder whack, 375, but mega minions need to get even more harder whack. But that's not the case. Second part, enemies with minions or mega minions receive minus 30% defense for 6 turns. 6 turns is a long time, minus 30% is a good at fast speed hero. So Impact 3, harder impact of damage to minions and mega minions, and there is an ailment of defense down given. That's great. Let's read on. Card looks simple, but there are 2 question marks, which means there's a lot of notes written there. Target and nearby enemies receive 1500 surge bleed damage over 6 turns. 6 turns is quite a lot for a fast speed hero. But what can the game do? They have to keep increasing. 8 turns is going to come very soon. 10 turns will come eventually. It'll come for the slower fellows, the average speed fellows, and then the fast fellows. It's going to come. If a target already has this effect, the duration will be refreshed and the damage will be increased by 300, capping to a max of total 3000. Okay, so 1500 surge damage over 6 turns, which means it'll be 250 damage per turn, dividing 1500 by 6. So in case there are 2 turns of 500 left, or 1 turn of 250 left, or 3 turns of 750 left, she's fast speed, which means she's going to refresh. So she's going to fire her specials again, and this will get refreshed, surge bleed. So when it gets refreshed, automatically it gets reset to 1500 plus an addition of 300 as it's explained. And if you're doing it again and again and again, it will cap to a 3000. It cannot go beyond that. And that cap may rarely happen, but still, it is set. That's the max preview, so you get an idea. Moving closer to 1900 attack. The other two, defense and health, is still matching up to others, but the attack is really crazy. And then we have Aether Power of Special Boost. At start of each turn, the hero's special skill deals an additional plus 30% damage for 6 turns. This is an Impact 3 atomic missile, or a bomb, whichever way you want to see it. And there's a lot of safety built into her apart from the stats. 9 lives, too much of dodging going on, and a little bit of a chink comes from here that, yeah, you can't give an ailment, but you can't give a buff also. Otherwise, she fires game over kind of scenarios. Well, it's birthday, so of course it's going to be something crazy. Let's go to the next one. Rajesh. That's how most of the Westerners use. In India, we use Rajesh. So like the Westerners don't pronounce the names, or the Indians can't, or people from different parts of the world can't pronounce the Western names exactly as it's supposed to be. There you go. Rajesh or Rajesh. Whichever way, that's a tiger. India has tigers, so there you go. Fire element. Poor fella has not been made dodgy, but has been given a minion via the druid class. Wildcat family bonus remains the same. Dodgy, so he does get dodginess there. So he's got double benefit. He's got a fatty minion and dodgy. He also enjoys 9 lives the same way, 75% chance to revive and blah, 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 which I have already repeated in the previous one. This also remains the same. He can't be given buff as well as ailments. Not affected. Primarily connected to defense, by the way. He can be given an attack buff. Simple. Same for that kitty cat chick. Now, when I look at the stats, well, little adjustment down over here. Lower than there, but this is higher than there, and this is the same. Royal Meatball Buffet. At average speed is a special. First part of his special is cleanses all status ailments from all allies and increases all allies' mana by 5% for each cleansed status ailment. This is crazy. Very useful. Straight mana addition. 5, 10, or 15%, depending on how many ailments are there. All allies bypass defensive buffs with their attacks for 4 turns. If any defensive buffs are bypassed, the attacking allies' mana is increased by 10%. So he's basically constantly adding manas. Defensive buffs include counterattacks. All allies resist new negative mana effects for 4 turns, and their mana is increased by 15% for each resisted effect. All allies get plus 30% attack. stack, which can stack up to a max 10, that can go up to plus 300%. So he's going to be extremely useful in many, many areas, because you can stack that up, prepare that. Wow. For long battles, this is insanity as a support hero. And these days we do have those kinds of battles. At least the new heroes, when they compete with each other, there's a lot of hammering that's going on because they can't be killing each other very easily. The old fellows will get the benefit of this. Wow. So this is a really good support hero. Cleanses and just keeps hammering mana after mana after mana. And can't be killed. I will leave rest to your imagination. Interesting. So these are two new heroes that have arrived in the game. And congratulations if you've already landed these heroes. And good luck if you're trying for them. Very useful heroes. Their passives make them add to that coolness, because 9 lives is huge. Well, we'll see how they go up. Just remember this portion, you're not going to get defense buffs or ailments both. So there is a chink, but then that chink is nullified by 9 lives, possibility to keep reviving up to 9 times. That's it. Catch you in the next video. Cheers.